Hi, I'm Edie Hand, founder of Women of True Grit. You know, it only takes a speck of grit inside of an oyster shell to form a beautiful pearl. The lady we're going to talk about today, Donna Dukes, her story. She is a pearl of a lady, that's for sure. She is the executive director of Marinathon Academy. She is an author, an educator, and a filmmaker. Take a listen at how she is changing young people's lives.
I was blessed to be born to Frank and Jacqueline Dukes, two people who were powerhouses of compassion and incredible advocates of education. It was a privilege to grow up in that household. My mother was an educator and a great proponent for humanitarianism. My dad was a civil rights icon, ended up serving as a bodyguard for Dr. King, also co-led the Easter Sunday March of 1963. But what struck me most is the fact that he welcomed women into his portion of the movement as leaders. So they were very welcoming to all people. And because of that, I was spared the bitterness that so many blacks are subjected to. The strong work ethic that my parents had was the kind of work ethic that's needed for people to be successful, and that we lived in a country that allows people to excel and achieve. At Marinathon Academy, I stand very strongly on the fact that our students have to understand that at the end of the day, human beings are more alike than they are different. And our staff ascribes to that too. It's an entirely different world to our students when we first introduce etiquette. My dad always told me stories about the fact that their house did not even have floors. It had, dirt floors, and yet they insisted, my grandparents, my great-grandmother insisted on using a knife and a fork and having a plate. And even though they had to literally hang their food in a bag from the ceiling to keep rodents away from it, they had that kind of pride. You have this horrific picture of someone having so much pride in having nothing, and someone being given a great deal and not appreciating it, and having to show the difference to this child and the understanding of, with what you've been given, there's a responsibility to accept it for a while and then get yourself on a good playing field so that you can get off of that and then help others, is a testament to the lessons I was taught. My introduction into becoming a documentary filmmaker came by way of my mother and the magic that happens when women make up their minds that they're going to get something done. Many times we would watch documentaries on the civil rights movement with my dad, and it would always have the effect of making us angry, because there would just be countless scenes of blacks and whites not getting along and being mean to each other, and there was never a mention of Miles College and the incredible role it played in the civil rights movement, never a mention of the selective buying campaign. And my mother would get so angry and say, "Frank, why don't they have it in here, what you did?" And he said, "Oh, Jack." And he said, "We didn't do it for glory. We didn't do it for that. We did it because it was the right thing to do." And she said, "I know it, but something needs to be done." I said, "I'm going to make a documentary." And she said, "I'm going to buy you a camera." She called my aunt and told her what we were going to do, and my aunt said, "Well, I'm going to send Bev down to help." My cousin Beverly had just gotten her master's degree from Cal Berkeley in documentary filmmaking. So you don't get too much better than that. I wrote my book, which is titled This Way to Hope: The Challenges, Hard Truths, and Triumphs of Working with Critically At-Risk Students, to show a replicable model of a school that helps to break intergenerational cyclical dependency on government assistance. True grit to me means being blessed with the kind of faith that allows you to keep going when others would give up. I give all credit and glory and honor to God for blessing me to have been born in the time in which I was born, into the parents I was born to, and into the families, the extended families, the grandparents I had access to. I am Donna Dukes, and I am a woman of true grit.
For more inspiring stories like this, visit ediehan.com.